Okay, so I'm going to try this again. My files, for some reason, keep being corrupted, so I'm going to talk to you about what I did instead of show you what I did. So I started my monochromatic landscape painting. It's the same drawing that I drew out in a different demonstration. So what I did was I've got 5 colors. I've got 2 tints, I've got 2 shades, and then just some of the regular red out of the bottle. So what I've done is I've started applying base colors. So the ground is all just regular out of the bottle red. I didn't do anything to it. I just put it in this cup so I had some for myself. Okay, so I did just regular out of the bottle red. For my trees, my foreground trees, I just used one of my lighter shade. So that way it was a little bit darker than the paint that was out of the bottle. Okay, and then for my background trees and my road, I used my 50-50 shade, so that way it was slightly darker. I'm by no means done, but what I was thinking about as I was working on this was, what value does this area have compared to the areas next to it? When you're doing monochromatic, you're not thinking about tree trunks are brown, grass is green, roads or water is blue. I haven't decided if this is water or if this is a path yet. Houses are whatever color I want to make them. The sky is blue. We're not thinking about those types of things. We're thinking about what is the value of this area compared to the areas that are next to it. So for my sky, which if this video recording works, my sky, I will come back and I will show you how I paint in my sky. And I'm going to use my lightest tint to paint in this sky. And I will also paint in this little house. And I will show you how I give it the base color. And then I will make another video on how we can start adding in texture. But seems how I'm having some difficulties, I wanted to talk about this first before I added any more. So, again, my grass area is just bottle red. My foreground trees are my lighter shade, my 25% black, 75% red. My middle ground tree here is actually, I did a combination of both. I did my lightest tint, and then I went through right here. See if I can move this in a little closer. You can kind of see it there. You can kind of see it a little better. Where the trees overlapped, I added a little bit of my darkest shade, so that way there was a little bit more of a definition. And you can see now that I've zoomed in a little bit more. My background trees, I've painted in vertical strokes, so that way it kind of adds to the texture, even though I am not adding any texture at this point in time. That way I was kind of doing double duty. I'm adding a base color to it, but I'm also kind of adding a little bit of texture to it. Okay, so I'm going to come back with another recording, and I'm going to show you how I filled in. I'll fill in the sky, and I'll give my little cabin here a base color, and then I'll have at least one more, if not 2 more recordings. I'll show you how to add some texture to the tree barks. I'll show you how to add some texture to the grass. Okay, and I'll figure out if this is water or a road or a path of some sort, and I'll do that. Okay, so that's what's going to be coming up next for those videos. So this is an introduction to how I've started my monochromatic landscape. Remember, monochromatic means one color plus its tints and shades.